Mr. Tumelo Tembe. Let's give him another round of applause, please. Yes. Every speaker, it's our culture. Please receive your beautiful package, Mr. Mpumelelo. We are really appreciate and we are honored by your presence here in Botswana. Yeah, Makwaba thinking about Botswana, but we are Botswana. So we are very happy. Let's give him another round of applause, please. Nyarabaya international ama lakini tsaka la wana rumpiye go busy to resemeletse sama khakao. All right. Yes. Oh yes. Okay, I think in the interest of time, let me give other speakers some time to present on their presentations, and then from there we do the questions. Again, yes, because yes, and then yes, thank you so much, and yes, I believe we were very attentive, and I love the fact that he mentioned that they are using technology to enhance services. Hence why it is very important that we keep up with the trends. If technology is here, let's use technology to enhance our services. The AI law is already here. How best can we use it? If it's doing good, yes, let's take the opportunity and use it to our level best. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. So thank you, Miss Olivia Unopa Nthoi, who is the head of department and sustainable tourism fellow from Botswana University, to come and give us the customer service with impact for tourism growth. Ooh, let's give her another round of applause, please. Let's give a round for Mutwame Mema. Viva Mutwame, viva! No, Dr. Murisori, I'm going Thank you.
While we're buying time for me to connect, judging from what I'm wearing, where do I come from? Almost. Kalanga So I wanted to represent today. Okay. So good afternoon, everybody. I was planning to give you a lecture on service excellence and what it means when it comes to tourism. Unfortunately, I don't have that much time. So I'm going to try to be as creative as possible. And then I'm going to jump on where Mpululelo left off. He was talking about technology, right? So technology, customer service excellence, where are we today? Nowadays, we're dealing with a customer called the 21st century customer. And what is the 21st century customer, right? I'm asking you a question, and so let's just try and just see for Harare 21st century customer. There's no wrong or right answer. Yes, ma'am.
I want to believe in the sophisticated customer, one who knows what they want.
One who knows what they want, yes. Why else, sir? Why did you look the other way? The great doctor? Well,
the complexness. But I think it's essentially someone who's looking for new services within a system whose framework is a bit behind. So they're trailblazers basically.
So they're basically trailblazers in their own right? So one more answer and then I'll move on. Yes, sir. Well informed. Very much so. I get it. So the 21st century customer is that customer they are exposed to technology, right? They are well informed. They know what it is. What I'm going to speak about doesn't necessarily match what's on the screen. So they are well informed with what they want and what they know, and it's because they are in touch with technologies at the palm of their hands. There was somebody that said something about reviews earlier on. Within 5 minutes, game over, right? So now we've got this issue in Botswana where tourism is considered one of these industries that is going to diversify our economy, right? So it is the second highest employer after government, right? Second highest employer after government. People usually look at me funny when I say that, but yes, the numbers do say, right? So this means that there's a lot of work that we need to do. This second highest employer should diversify more so that it contributes more to the GDP of the country. Are we together? So that means we've got a lot of work to do, and some of that work that we have to do is a lot of people often complain about our service as Botswana, right? Our service kind of sucks a little bit, unfortunately. Where you get somewhere and you're trying to have a conversation with the receptionist or so, and they're still like posing, and it happens, and it's happened to a lot of us. So those are some of the issues we deal with, and some of those issues can take away potential clients. They can bruise our reputation to some extent. So before I came to give this presentation, I was away for about a month where I was training people in rural Botswana, right? That are in these high-end tourism establishments. So now we can imagine those are the bread and butter, tourism in the country, right? So how are those people supposed to behave, or how are they supposed to treat their clients in order for them to keep on maintaining those high standards? So there's something that I would like to share with you that's called unreasonable service, right? And that is what those high-end tourism entities teach their staff, to give unreasonable service. What is unreasonable? Unreasonable in a general context would be something that's not very nice, but unreasonable in this case is something that it just goes beyond you reasoning. You are left with wow in your mouth. So that is the service works in these high-end tourism entities, and it comes from just going the extra mile. And it is something that maybe originated within the hospitality industry. We do know that tourism and hospitality are not the same thing, even though they're related, right? So it originates from hospitality, and unreasonable service is where you go above and beyond to make sure that the person you are being hospitable to is all of their needs are taken care of. And it goes to all of those other issues that a previous presenter spoke about. They spoke about empathy. They spoke about being thorough in everything that we do. They spoke about us being knowledgeable to some extent. So if you provide unreasonable service, for example, you are a Botswana child from Mosojane like myself, and a tourist comes from Greenwich or Greenland. You've never been to Greenland before, but you work for a 5-star establishment. So what are you going to do? In order for you to provide that unreasonable service, you yourself have to grow yourself as an individual. And as much as organizations that we work for need to grow us as individuals, but as individuals as well, we need to also have that bit of hunger to grow ourselves and to understand further how the world works and what means what. So it makes you sort of fit in, right, into that growing model. And then obviously, not obviously, but when you are trained at work, it's also an add-on, because you can add on to your workplace and say, but did you know that it works this way and such and such. So unreasonable service touches on many aspects of maybe individual growth, as well as perhaps the growth of the organization itself in going above and beyond. And then also focusing on feelings of your customers. What would you like to have today? Or what do you feel like having today? Did you love how the ice cream tasted? I don't know what you would have served at that time, but just being more in touch with your clients and stuff like that, that makes it work. In terms of being or providing personalized services, doing research about your client before they actually come, right? And then they didn't tell anybody, but you did research, and the wife loves elephants, and then you have a little elephant figurine on the bed, and then they're like, wow, this place is amazing. That orchestrated, this place is amazing, is unreasonable customer service. So there's a lot that we need to learn about going that extra mile to make us more relevant as service providers within the tourism industry, right? What did I want to touch on? The last one. Yes. So knowing your customers is very important as well. And doing research, as I said before. But then also, there's something that somebody said about, what's it called? The customer's always right. And nope, the customer's not always right. Correct, right? But you as a service provider have to provide service excellence, which will cater for both the customer and yourself. Because now it's not self-centered, but it's centered around all of us, or all of us who are here for this particular purpose, right? So within an organization, or the organization's DNA should take care of the client itself and you yourself as the client service provider. So it's like a relationship that should not be disturbed. And we need to, what else? We need to all sing from the same hymn book from an organization. For example, the same thing the CEO says is the same thing the groundsman is going to say. So just giving you an example of how it works, maybe in safari tourism, right? You pay 76,000 pula per night. And what do you expect? You expect to walk on diamonds, right? So in that case, from your driver to the lady who cleans your room, to whoever, means that, I thought that signal was for me at the back, sorry, means that they need to treat you a certain way, right? And this treating you a certain way also means that as much as there are rules and regulations of how we do things, but sometimes we have to go above and beyond in order for us to satisfy our clients' needs. I wish I had more time, but anyway, the last one that I wanted to touch on, right, and this is now looking at perhaps the role of Bobs and why it's important to have standards and such and such and such. So now within tourism and hospitality as well, it's very critical to have standards, because we're not just going to say, oh no, there's a bed over there and yeah, just go eat such and such a thing, there's this and there's that. One of my colleagues is here, she's sitting over there, right, on the 4th lane with the white shirt, Ubidua Chef Bayan. She's a professional chef. So if I was to ask her to come and stand here and talk about the standards that they have to follow as chefs, we're going to spend maybe 3 weeks here, right? Because it's very complex, and it's very sensitive, and it has to do with people's health and such and such and such. A bed is not just made the way a bed should be made at home, or the way we think a bed should be made at home, and such and such and such. Therefore, you find that there are standards of operation that are used to guide the tourism and hospitality industry. In some hotels, because we are growing in Botswana, some guest houses, some hotels, some may have standards of operation, some may not. But just an example of how strict it can be in a functioning hotel, you can find that they will have 1,000-something standards of operation. And how does the housemaid know all of these standards of operation, so that we can provide all of that service that the person will feel like they're walking on diamonds. So those are some of the complexities of service excellence within tourism and hospitality, and I hope that I've covered as much as is needed. Thank you very much.
Wait for the package, my lady. It is very important. Yeah, thank you so much, Nthoi. Yes, I believe, yes, yes, talking about the excellent service indeed. And I believe, I wish we had so that she can lecture us. It was interesting indeed, isn't it? Oh, it was so beautiful indeed. And like she also mentioned that we need to have the hunger to develop ourselves. We need to have the hunger to learn new things. Yeah? We need to keep up with the trends again and again. I think because I don't have a Facebook page, we don't have Instagram, we don't have TikTok. And I'm like, how do we survive in this? So we need to keep up with the pattern, business, landscape, how is everything unfolding. Yes, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, our other speaker, Mr. Kenneth Setimela, who is the founder and MD from Leverage Point. Yes, he will be presenting on unlocking efficiency and profitability, the benefits of ERP, enterprise resource planning, and CRM, customer relationship management systems for SMEs. Please, and before that, let me also quickly give you a reminder that I believe when you came in, you made sure to register yourself, as well as writing down your email. Because after here, so that we use those emails to send the magazines. We need to give you the magazines, the magazine of today. So we'll make sure that we send the magazines immediately after this beautiful event. But it can nakamo. So magazine. All right. Thank you so much. Message. All right. Thank you so much. Let's welcome Mr. Setimela into the podium.
I have the most unenviable position where I have to be between people and their lunch. But we must somehow find joy in the conversation, and hopefully I will people will not want to go for lunch. I'm gonna make it very short, and hopefully get to share more. I think I'm purposefully becoming intentional about those beautiful moments that we have as a country, to recognize them and share them, and indeed make a lot of effort about telling the world who we are. And I think that is something that we must intentionally do. I've traveled a little bit around Africa, and the Africa that we get told about in many other countries is not what we then see when you compare with what we have back home. And I think that we need to be intentional to tell people about who we are, what people will find when they come home. And I think that becomes quite important in terms of sharing the moments, telling the beautiful stories that we have about our athletes, about our democracy, about the tourism sector, and about the many interactions that we have as Botswana. I think that we have the most beautiful humanity when you travel across the entire globe. We are very hospitable, we are very approachable, and quite caring and loving. And I think we need to translate these onto the digital platforms, because most of the times that's how people interact with us as a country. So we need to be intentional about doing that. Despite our frustrations amongst many things that where work is concerned, we need to go on the digital platforms and show people something different about who we are. My name is Kenneth Setimela, and a couple of years back I founded a company called Leverage Point, and we don't do anything other than just building software. Nothing else. We don't. I always tell people that we don't know how to fix computers. We know how to program them, and we try to show difference in terms of that. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we do. Mostly, there we are. Mostly, like I'm saying, we build software solutions for so many different people. Locally, we are growing into the regional space in terms of what we are doing around the services that we provide. We've built a software solution called Business Point. It's an ERP software solution. I think later on, people will share more information about it in terms of what it does. But like I said, I have the most unenviable position of being between people and their lunch. Nonetheless, when you call a call center, the first thing that happens is somebody asks you for something that identifies you, your OMAN number, your banking number, or even your cell phone number. And it's on the basis of identifying you that they would then want to interact with yourself. And in that interaction, there is history of yourself as a customer to this particular institution. And that is primarily on the basis of a customer relationship management system, right? Oh, hello, you prefer the third floor this year, or you want us to take you to the fourth floor. They are doing all of that on the basis of data that they recorded about you when they first interacted with you, right? Or when you leave a hotel, you immediately receive an email asking for your satisfaction survey. Something immediately pops in, and we get information about yourself. Are you happy with the service? They always say feedback is a gift. So we must get feedback, and we must also give feedback, because it's on the basis of that that we can then be able to improve on the services. I don't want to go onto the nitty-gritties, but I want you to be aware of what an ERP is, Enterprise Resource Planning System, right? These are systems that automate all of the different processes in an organization. And the overall intention is to make sure that each and every aspect of the organization is paperless, basically. And the most important thing, as some of you are here, you are ERP users, and you only do that in finance, in HR, in so many facets of an organization. And the whole idea, whenever you're collecting the data, is to be able to assist you in terms of managing the day-to-day processes, having data at the palm of your hand and being able to make decisions, right? Okay. And then we have CRMs. Like I said, these are platforms that are assisting us to be more informed. A lot of times when you go to businesses for Botswana, or even government services, we write on a book. The following year, 3 months down the line, we look for another book. Tomorrow we go to supplies for another book, right? It's typical. And the most unfortunate thing is, what we do not appreciate about what we are collecting is exactly what informs profitability of our businesses, opportunities for enhancements, and most importantly, customer relationship management. You cannot falter when you are doing everything using a CRM to record, to appreciate the data, and to give yourself an opportunity to go back onto that data and appreciate the trends in relation to the data that you have collected. So we must intentionally make sure that we are recording, we are going back to that data to double check what the data is saying in relation to our businesses. You'll be so surprised. A lot of us here have those products, the accounts where the bank will tell you that, no, you can put in 500 pula every month. You will only withdraw once in 3 months. You know such product? How do you think such product came about? It came on the basis of data. I hope there are no banking people here. To the bank. The bank knows that we are not disciplined enough to not come back for that money, right? So they know 3 months is a very long time. We put 300. After 6 months, you withdraw 5 times. And every time when you are withdrawing, they give you an opportunity to withdraw once, and the rest of the other 4, it's profit for them, right? So how did they come up with that product? It was on the basis of understanding data. They know that Botswana don't have the discipline of putting money in an account and waiting for another 3 months, right? Equally, on what we are doing as businesses, we also collect data. But it is much better when we collect it on automated systems. Like I said, I hope what I'm saying is making people not worry about their lunch. Okay. And the importance of ERPs, like I did say, is to focus on your internal operations in terms of automating and optimizing. You can only do that provided you are tracking the data. How many customers are coming in? What is it that they're coming to do? Where did I hear about this customer? Where did the customer hear about me? So that I can go and maximize on such platform in terms of marketing. And the platforms that I'm not utilizing, I can go and improve a lot. But what do? We record, I heard about this on the newspaper, on radio, but we never sit down and appreciate the importance of this data that we are collecting. So this becomes quite important in terms of the reason why we are collecting the data to optimize operations. And the second part is where we now want to be more customer oriented in terms of ensuring that what I am providing to customer A is different from customer B, because each one of these people are unique in their own sense. They want preferential treatment, and preferential treatment can only be possible when I understand what it is that I'm providing to this particular person. I'm sure it's always nice when I receive a happy birthday message from Orange, from so many of all of these people. How do they do it? Nobody sits and writes you a text. Systems are taking care of such. Why? Why? Please remember me. That is the basic reason why a text message comes into your phone. Please remember me. Nothing else. It's a selling point, right? Remember that you've come to me, you've consumed the service, and the message pops in your message. Please remember that we exist. That's the only reason why the message comes on to and say happy birthday on that day. And you will be so happy that, I received a message from Leverage Point. Automated systems, right? Okay. And the fact that we want to make sure that there is integration of data for purposes of controls, reducing of theft, and ensuring that one part of the business is fully aware of what the other part is doing. So you find that in hotels, in guest houses, in butcheries, and so many other parts of the businesses that we are doing, it's quite important to make sure that the left hand knows what the right hand is doing. And that can only be possible with integrated systems. Okay, I just spoke about the lack of integration. You find that in many institutions, there are so many different footprints of digital systems available. And we just want to make sure that that is not the case when you are adopting and utilizing a system. Manual tasks, I think it's tiring, and people can't put effort on becoming strategic when they have to spend so much time writing, right? But when they're looking at data and looking at the patterns and looking at the trends, it obviously automatically makes you ask the right questions. Why am I seeing a dip here? Why am I seeing a spike here? Those are the questions that you now ask. But you can imagine if you have to be opening a book and trying to figure out those trends. Quite impossible. And the inconsistencies. Last year I reported that I had 300 visitors. And when I'm asked again about last year's figures, now it's 270. The data disappeared. Why? Exactly. Okay, I am now moving to the interesting parts about the importance of automating repetitive tasks, where from the onset I get in a system, I open a file for this particular customer, I'm able to provide them with a quotation, with an invoice, all the way to them doing a goods received note and many others in between. Why is it important for me to track how many quotations I've given to him? Why is he consistently coming to me and asking for quotations and not turning those quotations into sales? What is the problem, right? So those are fundamental questions that you can then ask when you have data in front of you. But it's even beautiful when they have asked for a quote, and within the system you are able to then turn it and make it into a sales document. You are able to track the turnaround times of when somebody is able to ask for this. You know the patterns of your customers. How often do they come to me? When do they come to me? How can I probe them and ask them whether we should put together a package for them? You already can anticipate what you can expect from them, right? And you have this sort of experiences. Can you imagine if these experiences are automated? Can you imagine how beautiful it would be for the medical doctors to be able to know from the onset, this person has an allergy of 1, 2, 3, 4, from systems that we are collecting data from. And I did highlight on the importance of strategic focus when we are now not doing rudimentary work of writing, but interrogating the data and looking at such. And obviously the enhancement in as far as real-time data obviously helps in terms of decision making. When the data is there, you know what to do. The data informs the type of decisions that must be made. And you respond to market changes. In the tourism sector, you know the highs and the lows in terms of the seasons, and you automatically know, even when you are looking at your data in terms of when people are coming, how you can prepare for that, when you should increase your staff, when you should reduce it. You make decisions on the basis of data. So I did say that we've built a software solution called Business Point, and it's an ERP software solution. I think after lunch you will get more pamphlets about the solution in terms of what it offers. But the point of it is to automate a lot of your key processes and ensure that this become possible. We are using what is called software as a service in terms of the implementation of this, and we are basically targeting small businesses in terms of ensuring that they are automating their key processes. Okay, one last aspect before I let people really go and have their refreshments. Really, I promise. I think this becomes interesting when you are really collecting data. If you are not collecting data and still doing it in the manual, no, it doesn't work. So we are currently doing a solution that is basically for the tourism sector to basically assist in terms of reporting and having to see trends around such data. I just want you to appreciate what happens when you have data, right? Okay. So every year, tourism generates statistics together with tourism. They generate some documents across different sectors. Statistics does, I think, 15 to 20 different sectors. And it's a 38-page document. Every year they do that, right? So what we've basically done with that is to basically take the same data and translate it. Oh, sorry, now I'm talking alone. Okay, right. Okay, so we've basically taken the same data, because the data is there, and translated it into graphical representation, right? So even with your businesses, right? When you intentionally collect data, the day when you have to hand over to your kids, they will know and tell the story on the basis of data, right? I'm certain that a lot of business owners that are here, that's exactly what they have in their minds. That one day, but you can't give them those Acliva files. You must give them. It's even difficult to say the words, right? It's even difficult to say the words. When there is data, like I'm saying, there's so much that you can be able to do. You can come and interrogate and appreciate what is happening in respect of the trends. You can go and look at the years in terms of what is happening around the years and play around with all of this. You can go and see the arrival statistics in terms of the years and target the Gen Zs and say these are the sort of platforms where we must sell and promote Botswana tourism. We can go and see what is happening around our heritage sites. So this is something that we are playing around with. Like I said, we do quite a lot of work around software development. We don't know how to fix computers, we know how to program them. You've been a lovely audience. I'm sorry for coming in between your lunch. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Setimela. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Yes, ma. Oh yes, gift hela. Re tla sakakana. Sindiswa. My queen ke yo morogile. Kindly, ka tswetswe. Receive. All right. Kana ke tsamaiso. Ke culture ba gaetso. Something keep up with the culture. Thank you so much, my leader. And yes, thank you so much for the beautiful presentation. And like he mentioned, kerata honoran za igobar bathu intshwareleng ha se ka lepe hela ha se ka lepe ya bibile ya ka iriana e shaile na botsogo. But like he mentioned just briefly ke gone hela hore like yes, let's be strategic in our businesses. Let us respond to the market like he mentioned. Yes, tota ke ra khana tota e le gore ke a eletsa tota gore ha re tswa ebe re ithulaganya re ipakanya ba gaetsho re go dikomponent tsa rona re itsheka-tsheke re tlhola gore botsogo jwa rona re ha kae a kere re ipankanyeng. All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, ndo buda noa ba kae ba no lebeleka ba no lebeleka ba kae wow, that's beautiful. Ba no lebeleka kwazi ndo buda kwazi porque sabe que é isso. Gape bile ra bola ba kae ba shkhalagare ha ba yo ba shkhalagare ba le bo qayo le bona ke re gore television ra le tsamela ra le fufela. Yes, hala go simola ga kae ne shkhalagare re bola shkhalagare ha ntse re tsweletse re bona mo qayo ka makku ke tla se bolaya Because what is now, I can't assist Sarah Sibiba Senaro. But I sense can narrow language. Yes, can narrow language. So yes, that's beautiful, and it is a beautiful new development. And it's a welcome development, and I believe it are even in our services. Yes, we are different companies here. It's like great hands on Dear customer. So incorporated those is a galaka, there's a cow, as well as so if you want to do with the language, press 1. I get it. Yeah, inclusivity. I get it. All right. That we say, so with that being said, yes, let us head to lunch. And let us make sure that exactly as 20 past 2. Yes, 20 past 2 we are back. I get it. Yes, 20 past 2, let's make sure that we catch up. Let us network, let us talk business. Yes, let's get a tabaco Zamihalaro. Mirna Raledia. Okay, Angli. I don't let you into tell. Hey, it's going to I'm operator 24 hours. In Atakalunela, Makana Kunsel. 7329. Sandy Penal Quali. Gather Wing Ghana 7329. 7233. Guys, you have to go to Bomba. Bona, Kupala Scalatama. Robana Gokoro. Go with her. Hey, Waka. Hey, I register 7329 7233. 7329 7233. Kyo no Moria Gayo or Gantala Momargan at Facebook mod what yes. All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I love you so very much. You have been a beautiful audience. All right, thank you. Have a lovely afternoon. Sure.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Bomelelo Tembe, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Perkele. My name is Bomelelo Tembe, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Perkele, an AI health tech startup based out in South Africa, Johannesburg. I'm also a customer success manager. Have been in the role for a couple of years, which actually inspired me to start Perkele. By building technology that helps reduce churn. So I'm at the Botswana Customer Service Week, and my topic today was reducing churn, customer churn, and leveraging customer success technologies. I spoke about the importance of this, why as much as reducing churn, as much as churn is revenue loss for hospitals and clinics, but this is more impactful for patients, because if patients don't see the need of going to see their doctor because they had bad customer service, then they basically get discouraged to take care of themselves and follow through their treatment plans. It was an exciting time. It was an exciting topic for me. This is basically a topic that is close to my heart. And it was actually exciting listening to other professionals as well speak about customer service.